Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a match preview to our final pre-season game before the season officially begins next week as we take on Burnley at our home, the Aku Stadium, tomorrow afternoon in what is going to be a very good test for us, isn't it? Before we do get into this, make sure you do smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And also, guys, don't forget, you'll probably be sick of hearing this for the next few weeks, but if you can, make sure you do go and vote for me in the Football Content Awards for the best new creator on this platform. So yes, if you can go and drop a vote, I'll put the link in the description. It really would mean a lot to me if you can go and get me some. If you can go and vote for me, big up to you all. Thank you so much. So yeah, let's get into them without further ado. So we face Burnley tomorrow in our final match before we begin the new season next weekend in what is going to be a very competitive game, isn't it? It's the first time I've obviously been to watch the lads live since all 11 of our new signings have come through the door. And so I'm really excited to see how we set up, what the formation, and what kind of style of play. Obviously, we've seen the pre-season game, of course, but I just think that being there and analysing it is different to watching it from afar, if you get what I mean. So I'm going to judge it when I see it in person. And, obviously the gaffer, Lee Grant's first taste of the accuracy, obviously it won't be like, next weekend where it'll be obviously all four stands open, but get a little bit of a flavour, I guess, the gaffer, who, yes, has done very, very well this summer for us, as we know. I think for me, the side he starts with in this one is probably going to be the one he does go with next week for the league opener. That's the way I see it, because obviously it is our final match before the season begins. So yeah, but look, now we're going to get into more detail on us very shortly. But I do want to get into a Burnley fan's perspective with my good friend Dan from Turfmoorhouse TV. Please go and subscribe to him if you haven't already. I will drop the links in the description down below. So do go and show him some love. It's great to see him back on YouTube, and obviously, yeah. Well, I think for me, obviously, hopefully Burnley do well in the Premier League next season. This season, sorry, but yeah. Obviously, I did ask him, to send me a little recording about his thoughts ahead of the game, which was tomorrow, and how their summer recruitment has gone briefly ahead of their return back to the Premier League. And kind of got his thoughts about how strong the lineup's going to be for them tomorrow as well. Obviously, it's their penultimate game. And what score he thinks it's going to be. I don't know why I said score, because it is only a free friendly. It doesn't really matter, does it, as such. But look, without further ado, let's hear from the man himself, Dan, now. Take it away, Dan.
Hey, thanks, Ryan, for asking me to put my thoughts across regarding tomorrow's friendly. I'm really looking forward to it at the Aku, which I'm still sure probably to you guys is still weird to say as well as it is for me. The John Smiths. I'm sorry, I can't call it out else. That said, though, it should make for a very interesting factor. I think you guys have done pretty decent in this transfer window as well. Under a former claret in Lee Grant. So it's nice to see you guys actually, investing, and fingers crossed, absolutely going to perform wonders this season and get back into the Championship. So that said, it's going to be a very good test for us as well. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the new guys come in that we've signed. We've got Chowner, who's come in from Lazio, whether he's ready or not. Obviously, we've had the loan players from last year that have now been cemented as first-team players, which we've already sort of had a looked at. Quillinchi Hartman at left back is one I'm really interested in seeing. I've rated him for the last 2 or 3 years. He's always someone I signed on Football Manager. So to have someone that you sign on Football Manager and it actually happened in real life. It's one of those things where you get excited a little bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in claret and blue. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a nice game, a nice day out over the Pennines. I just think it should be a tight affair. I think we're going to put out a relatively strong side, not too strong, because I believe we're also playing Shrewsbury on the same day. So there'll be a side over there that's got a mix of probably Ashley Barnes and a few other players out over there. Playing Shrewsbury with some of the youth lads, and we've got one or two youth lads that could be first team prospects playing alongside a bulk of first team players at Huddersfield to give them more of a solid test going into the season. So I'm looking forward to it. By all means, it should be a great game, and friendlies are very hard to predict a scoreline, and I know Ryan wants me to predict one, but 1-1. I'll say 1-1. It's pre-season, and as long as everybody comes away injury-free and we're all set, ready to go for the campaign that's not far away. Thanks for having me.
Big thank you to Dan for doing that for me and giving us a bit of insight into Burnley before we play them tomorrow. So big up to yourself, mate. And like I said, everyone, do go and make sure you show some love to Dan. Great guy. Really good guy. Great content. Glad to see him back on the platform, as I said earlier. And yes, thanks very much to him for that. But look, let's get into ourselves now then properly, shall we? Because obviously, we're at home tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to the game. It's going to be a really good test, isn't it? And I think it's important to have a good test before the season starts against a strong outfit. And I think we will go with a really strong lineup tomorrow, which will obviously indicate what the Gaffer Lee Grant thinks his best starting 11 is. Now, it is so difficult. We've gone from last season just having the same group of players that have to play every week to now having such competition for places. I actually struggled to to pick a starting 11. I'm going to be honest with you, but I think for me, obviously Goodman, for me, I'd like to see in goal. A back four of Gooch on the right, Lowe and Rowan. And then I want to see Miller on the left. In the midfield, obviously Ledson, if he's fit. I don't know if he's fit or not, guys, but if he isn't, then I would obviously go with McGuan, who's obviously just come in to the club a few days ago. And then obviously I'd play either of them with Kasumu in there. The three attacking players in midfield now. Harness, obviously on the right. May as the 10, because I want to involve both our strikers. I do think May will suit that role because it allows him to still kind of join Taylor up front, but it just allows him to roam a little bit. Will that role suit him? I don't know, but I picked him there anyway. And Ruskin on the left with Taylor, as I've already mentioned, up top there. So, that's my lineup I'd love to see tomorrow. And look, I'm just really looking forward to seeing Lee Grant ball in person now, to be honest with you. Obviously, we've seen highlights, watched the full games on HGTV, but it's different, isn't it, that, we want to see in person, and I'm excited to go to the game tomorrow, obviously. And we'll have to wait and see what happens, to be honest with you, won't we? And that's all we're really going to say. But it's always a good game between us and Burnley. And look, I feel like there's a lot of similarities between both clubs, isn't there? Obviously Burnley, in terms of, I think when we got to the Premier League, I think it very much reminded me of how Burnley did it as well. And obviously the club sizes, obviously. I think the club sizes, I know we're in League One, but I do think that we're, similar stature to them. And when we were in the Premier League, we very much played the role that they obviously will play in the Premier League and what they've done in the past. So, yeah, no, really, really good games, and I'm looking forward to it. So, look, my score prediction for tomorrow seems that I asked Dan to do one, even though thinking about it, I don't really know why I asked him to do a score prediction, but it is what it is, and we will go for a score prediction. I don't know, I think I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for us tomorrow. I don't know, I just feel like we're going to win. I don't know, let me know your thoughts down below, what you think. Are we going to win, or are we just going to maybe draw? Or we're going to lose? Let me know your thoughts. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and thank you so much for your support. Hopefully the lads show us what they can do tomorrow ahead of the new season. It'd be nice to have a little bit of momentum. I know people say pre-season doesn't matter, but it's nice to have a little bit of momentum. Let's go into that season with on the back of a really positive result in this one. So yeah, let's see what happens. But I will be back for a review, match reaction, whatever. Not sure yet for this game as well. So do stay tuned for that one. But that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all very, very soon. And as always, up the town, Lee Grants, Barmy Army. Have a great weekend, guys. And I will see you potentially over the weekend for another video. But enjoy the game if you're going. And I will be there. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, take care. I'll see you all very soon.